welcome to day 2 of Anarchy 7. Oh, you know what, I'm going to take it down a little notch because it is 9 a.m. in the morning. You're going to be watching us at home. I hope you're in your PJs. I hope you've got a beverage of choice. And I hope you're ready to see some more roller derby action. We had a cracking day yesterday,
oh my God,
day
it was
1.
So good.
It was one of the greatest days of roller derby that we've had since 2019, I'd say. And I'll just recap you on the scores there. So London played Stockholm. London took the win, 214 to 43. Rainy City played Toulouse, nothing to lose, and that was a win for Rainy, 238 to 123. Crime City Rollers played Helsinki.
Oh, it was a good game.
That was a fantastic game. And the scores there were Crime City Rollers 263 to Helsinki 111. And then we had London versus Toulouse, and that was a super tight game, wasn't it, Cherry? 152 to 141 in favour of London, and then finally Rainy played Crime City Rollers, and that was a Crime City Rollers win, 162 to 116. So I am the lovely Beatrix.
And I'm Very Cherry, and it is absolutely wonderful to be here, as Bea said. Game 6 here on Sunday at Anarchy number 7.
And we're going to go through the rosters for this morning's game. It's Stockholm All-Stars versus Birmingham Roller Derby.
And it's my absolute pleasure to bring you the roster for Birmingham Roller Derby. And hello to everybody who's watching at home, because I know there's loads of you. We have 1-0 Bunny Massacre, 1-6 Violet Attack, 1-9 Pina Collider, number 1903 Calamity Jane, 24 Millie Idol, number 29 Harris, number 3 Tinchy Slider, number 328 Tantrum, 41 Gemma Harvey, 42 Fox Schmolder, 434 Long, 510 She's Not Sorry Laurie, number 580 Babushka, number 85 Roald Dahl, and number 9 Yelmit the Conqueror, who is very excited to be playing this game today for reasons I'm sure you will work out at some point.
Okay.
She's from Sweden.
Okay. I was going to say, unless you got the microphone, would we be able to work it out?
I don't know, sorry. I don't know. I didn't think that one through, okay? I apologise. I've put my pound in the announcer swear box already.
Cherry Birmingham are playing in the blue-black today, that's right, isn't it?
Yes.
And Stockholm playing in the white-blue. So 1-0 Rainbow Spite, 1-3 Fright Day, 1-6-4 Izo Hahu, 2-0 Smerton, 2-5 Vagabondage, 2-6 Coco Strool, 4 Foxen, 5-3-0 Slender Woman, 5-5 Fury, 5-7 Lamb, 6-1-4 Tractorn, 7-0 Frankie, and 8-1-7 Scandi Crush. But we're straight into the first jam.
Straight in, no messing, and we can see Lamb for Stockholm is your lead jammer, and no points on the board just yet. And I think we do have 2 of Stockholm sat in the penalty box already. Sorry, Laurie now entering the track. I think has made their initial pass, and this is now their scoring pass, so we've got some points on the board for Birmingham.
And Lamb, the Stockholm jammer, is sat in the penalty box with a back block penalty. So this is a first jam power jam to Birmingham.
Oh, they're going to be happy with that. There were, Not Sorry Laurie yesterday, chanting very hard for an overtime jam. And there's been lots of calls this morning of be careful what you wish for.
Well, it could come true. Lamb back on track and in play for Stockholm. But Not Sorry Laurie coming in on a second scoring pass just down the straightaway now between turns 3 and 4. Lamb catches up, but this is the first scoring pass for Lamb. So 4 points on the board for Stockholm so far, 8 for Birmingham. Both jammers hitting that pack. Not Sorry Laurie finds a space on the inside line but gets knocked out, forced to recycle back into turn 3.
Yeah, I got a feeling Birmingham are going to take their advantage there. As you said, power jam over, but they are in a bit more of a stronger position in this jam, so I think they're going to try and make the most of it, as we can see in front of us. But look at that lovely tripod being built up by Stockholm, but Millie Idol with the offence, helping Not Sorry Laurie through. 12 points on the board.
And double power jam is bestowed on Birmingham as Lamb sits in the penalty box for a track cut penalty. So this means not only did they end this jam on a power jam, but they will start the next jam on a power jam.
Oh, and starting up, it is the power jam princesses of Tantrum. There is a running joke at BRD that every time there's a power jam, it's Tantrum that has to kind of pick up the reins. And I think you'll see the expression on her face. She's not a fan. She's not a fan, bitch.
She's not available for it.
Yeah, she's left the chat.
Does not want that experience. Well, 12 points on the board so far for Birmingham. Stockholm with 4. And it is for Tantrum to get through unopposed by the Stockholm Jammer. Finds that space beautifully out of the pack as Lam returns to play. Now, just checking in who's the pivot for Stockholm. Are we going to see a pass? That's Foxen.
Oh, we might do. We have lost a couple of BRD to the penalty box as well, which isn't going to help Tantrum with a power jam. But, you know, sometimes, and as we just watch it with our eyes, doesn't always need that much help.
That's true. Doesn't, gets on through, picks up 4 points, but Lam also adding 4 points to the Stockholm All-Stars tally.
Yeah, why not?
Sorry, my mind just Sunday reset them for a second. Both jammers were coming up to turn 1 and Tantrum was knocked out, forced to reset as Lam continued through, found the space, but Tantrum is in control, Cherry, and able to call off that jam.
Lovely stuff there and a lovely tight scoreboard. We ended the day yesterday with a really tight game. We are starting Anarchy number 7, day 2, with a nice tight game. And let's be honest, if you're a neutral, it's what you're after.
It is. That's what I'm here for.
I'm here for the tense nurse. I want to see beads of sweat running down people's faces. I want to see the camera panning, you know, like in the football, and there's always a child that looks sad.
You're going to see a child crying, holding an ice cream.
Oh.
5-3-0 with Slender Woman with the star for Stockholm.
Very nice.
Picking up lead jammer immediately. Beautiful little pocket rocket out of the pack.
And we've had a star pass from Yelmi, and that has gone over to Pina Colada for BRD. There's been a track up, but who's it been called on? I'm not sure.
It's Birmingham's jammer. It's Pina Colada sitting in that penalty box, Cherry.
It's my jammer.
The power jam now favours Stockholm. It's your jammer personally.
Yeah, I take it with me everywhere I go.
So it is power jam, but Birmingham doing a beautiful job here of walling up and just surrounding the Stockholm jammer. Slender Woman really trying to find the space, but Violet attack. And number 9, Yelmit the Conqueror, working in tandem, beautiful 2-wall. And kind of the story of the weekend as well, Cherry, that we've seen. A lot of that 2-person blocking.
100% we have. And especially in this scenario where Yelmit was the jammer, now the blocker. And then you often see the jammer being like, please come with me, be a partner with me. Yeah. And then I can do some amazing blocking. We saw that loads with Crime City yesterday. Yeah. I just love a star pass, just can't get enough of it.
It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Although my favourite team for star passing is still Argentina. Just putting it out there. I just love it. Anyway, sorry, I just went into my roller derby archives for no real reason then.
Can I tell you something? Stockholm jammer, Kokostrut is a lead jammer, but also it's a 1-point game right now. So, like you said, like you predicted, it is going to be super close this weekend. Coco comes to the back of the pack, all the action happening between turns 1 and 2. Pina Colada back on track and in play for Birmingham, but being held by a 3-wall from Stockholm.
Same story at the back of the pack, though. We've got our Stockholm jammer, Coco Strahl. Strahl, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. Being held by Joe Long, Millie, and I think Gemma Harvey's in the mix as well there, to use one of your expressions. But Stockholm are through. 4 points on the board for them. And Birmingham yet to pick up anything. And I believe that's just the initial pass done now for Pina.
I just watched Coco there come straight around the outside line down turns, the straightaway between turns 3 and 4. Finds it pretty much empty and gets on through, but definitely a blocker of note in that last period of play for Stockholm was Foxen, who was everywhere water can't even get. Like literally finding those spaces and really looking at ways to assist their jammer. It was beautiful to see.
And we'll be seeing Stockholm again later this afternoon. Let me look at my little lanyard. It will tell you the 1 o'clock game. We have Stockholm versus Tiger Bay Brawlers. Stockholm playing both of the invited teams today. I don't really understand how tournaments work, to be honest. But we have Birmingham just playing their 1 game today. We have Tiger Bay also just playing 1 game, both taking on Stockholm. So afterwards they can meet at the service station and compare notes. Should you all want to meet at, I don't know, Watford Gap or something?
Smerton is lead for Stockholm. I thought that was beautiful. I'm going to be there.
Shall we meet? I think
Yeah.
they've got a Starbucks, babes.
Oh, well.
I'm in.
You know me.
Get me some sous vide eggs.
Not sorry, Laurie is a jammer for Birmingham, but Smerton calls off the jam, picking up those 4 points, denying Birmingham opportunity to score. So we've got a 28 points to 17 now in favour of Stockholm. And that's 3 jams. Birmingham have been held scoreless. Now, I've got to tell you something.
Go on then.
I am not giving you any of the stats that I say out of my mouth today.
Neither am I.
That will be from the amazing Billy No Skates.
Doing a fantastic job on production. Thank you very much, because if me and B were left to do stats, you'd get 0. It's true to say. Now, up on track, I'm just going to take a little Birmingham moment to go
for it.
slightly biased. Tinchy Strider is back on the track. She's had like 52 children. She's back on the track skating, and I'm just going to take a little moment to be like, I'm so happy to see her back up on skates. Right, back to Stockholm.
Thank you. But that was lovely, and we love that, because you know what, people do have, amazingly, people do have lives outside of roller derby, and it's nice. Okay, Lamb is through and lead for Stockholm.
Oh, and Tinchy with the star pass over to old skating pal Joe Long there. Nearly used all their real names, which is a bit bizarre. Joe Long is their real name. I nearly used their real name, Caitlin, real name. Oh, man. This is a tricky business.
I tell you what, not everybody could do this job, Sherry.
And some people probably think we shouldn't. Well, me, you're fine, babes.
No, I think we're both. Lamb is through, 2 score passes in the pocket so far, and Birmingham not really able to answer. I think Stockholm are doing some great work here, just being able to disrupt the walls. As I say that, Lamb comes into the 3 wall built by Birmingham right up by turn 1. And Lamb just twisting and turning, not allowing Birmingham to anchor themselves. Oh, but you know what? As lovely as that was, it was a forearms penalty. So
Too much twisty-turny forearms.
Too much.
And also, I'm just going to take a little moment to let you know, if you were slightly confused, if you're like, I think I've seen all these skaters before, but
Yes.
like, what's going on?
But in different colours.
But in different colours, yeah. So you might know, you might not know. So just before the pandemic, and it was nothing to do with the pandemic, it doesn't actually happen that way, we had the 2 powerhouse leagues in Birmingham of Central City Roller Derby and Birmingham Roller Derby. Birmingham Blitzdome, joined themselves together and formed the Birmingham Roller Derby you see in front of you. And my God, what an amazing team they have put together. And it wasn't, and you know, B, because you literally created rain in your back garden.
Yeah,
it's not an easy feat, is it?
No,
So absolute shout out to all the trustees and everyone who put that together, because, and we've touched on it in other games, it's been tough getting roller derby back together.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I think if teams that are in the same city can actually work together to become an absolute powerhouse, that's beautiful work. And
Let's do it.
You know,
Should we make a
partnership.
league? Should we do another one?
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah, bit busy.
Just a league of 2.
Yeah, just you and I. Okay. Birmingham pick up lead for the first time in a while.
And it is Yelmit. She'll be so happy with that. She's been absolutely buzzing for this game. Coming up, absolutely smashing away
Just
through.
love that.
I think I'm right in saying Yelmit used to play ice hockey.
Okay.
I think you can. I mean, you can just tell, can't you?
Yeah. Lamb jamming for Stockholm. Violet Attack, though, saying, not today, Lamb, not on my watch. Joined by number 19, Pina Colada.
Drinks on the mind, babe.
I've got the song in my head. Up front, Stockholm doing a fabulous job here of just shutting down Yelmit the Conqueror. Yelmit, head down, shoulders forward, gets on through, picks up 3 further points for Birmingham. And Stockholm passing the star to Pivot Foxon.
Foxon, your pal, you want to watch?
I really enjoy Foxon's style of skating. I find it very considered.
That was so serious then. I was like, something happened.
I do.
me too.
10 points picked up by Birmingham. Birmingham holding Stockholm scoreless in that jam.
Yeah. And it is only an 8-point game as well this morning, so I hope you've turned your espresso machine up to 5,000. I certainly have, and by espresso machine, I mean the instant coffee we were given in the volunteers room, which I'm still grateful for. But I mean, you know, I wouldn't go a Starbucks run amiss. That's all I'm saying. Other coffee shops are available.
Yeah.
We are in a team timeout at the moment, so while I just waffle on about my caffeine addiction, let me tell you about our fantastic officials. I'm going to do the on skates, you can do the off skates, babe.
That sounds great.
So, I'll get to visuals today. We have Homo You Didn't, Jean Quad, Grand Slam, Wonder Zebra, Tiny Tearaway, Stephen Liner Douglas, aka Rolling Rat, Haymaker, and Stormy. And who've we got off skates?
We've got Stagatha Christie, Fear Leader, MacGyver, Pretty Miffed, Scapegoat, Agricola, Mina Harker, Penalty, Sweetness and Fight, Elevator, Colonel Panic, and Hate.
Fantastic stuff
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. And also we'd like to say a big shout out to Gendered Intelligence. Gendered Intelligence is a registered charity that works to increase understanding of gender diversity and to improve trans people's quality of life. They are trans-led and trans-involving grassroots organisations which runs training campaigns and support services for trans and gender non-conforming people. And we're really proud to give them a platform at Anarchy. Check them out at genderedintelligence.co.uk or make a donation on their website or via the QR code that you'll see in our adverts this weekend.
Hey, that was seamless.
Honestly, Team Time Out comes to an end. And who have we got up on the Jammer line?
I can't see him.
I feel like
It's Tantrum. Absolutely, out of nowhere comes balling through the pack, through for lead. Lovely stuff there from our Tam. And who is jamming for Stockholm B?
That's Slender Woman. Slender Woman's removed their helmet cover.
Oh, that's why I didn't know.
Yeah, not picking up lead, removed it straight away. Birmingham not to be fooled by that, but Slender Woman does get through as Tantrum completes her first scoring pass, and Slender Woman dropped the star.
Ooh.
Had to come back for it, but Tantrum was all over this, called off the jam, picked up those 4 points and just shut down any opportunities for Stockholm.
Tantrum's probably like, please don't let this be a power jam, let me call it off, I'm going. Let me sit down when I've got the chance.
It was a good one. I didn't start by myself on the track. That didn't come out as smooth as I wanted it then.
We knew what you meant, honey.
It's early.
It is early. It's so early. We haven't even gone through our facts yet, but I don't know whether to save these for the second half. They're second halfers, aren't they?
Save them as treats.
Yeah, little treats.
510, Not Sorry Laurie with the star for Birmingham, and Coco Strool for 2626 Coco Strool for Stockholm.
But Coco is been treated to the welcome party from Birmingham. We have Millie and Violet Attack up at the front of the pack. Not Sorry Laurie absolutely bounding their way through, but it is 2626 for Stockholm, who is through for lead. And B, honestly, this game is just back and forward, back and forward. Feeling a bit tense.
I'm really enjoying how well matched they are, and also the very quick thinking strategy and jammer work that's happening on track. So it's not just about, getting the points and calling it off, but really having that awareness of where the opposing jammer is and what that's going to do. And if you're watching at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, I'm going to take a little guess that you already know a little bit about roller derby, that you are not.
Or you've been forced into it by someone sat on the sofa with you.
Yeah, so you understand what's going on here. It's nothing groundbreaking they're doing, but it's just to see it flow so seamlessly, Cherry, is really such a delight.
Sometimes when you watch, do you know what, when you watch a lot of sports, you will see that the classics and the simple tactics are the ones that work the best, and that's why they become classics.
Exactly.
You know?
Great.
Like
great
pumpkin spice latte comes back every year. just enjoy it so much. And we do have lead being called to Stockholm. It is Smarten, who I know I've pronounced their name incorrectly.
And Tinchy Slider for Birmingham. I think you did okay considering you're from Birmingham and not Stockholm.
Thank you. I haven't even really done a Birmingham accent today, although everyone will probably be like, you've got the strongest Birmingham accent we've ever heard.
Tinchy through the pack, not lead. That is for Smerton. Smerton calls off the jam, picking up 1 point, but shutting down Birmingham.
We've really got some clever jammers today. They've all had their fuel, breakfast, coffee, or they all just went clubbing the night before. Whatever works for them.
Listen,
it's worked.
Whatever floats your boat. So that's the first point in 4 jams for Stockholm.
Ooh.
Thank you, Billy, the producer. And it shows how well Birmingham have been getting that opportunity in shutting down Stockholm's scoring potential. Let's see if this continues. Slender Woman against Yelmit the Conqueror. I'm laughing because I think Yelmit is just a powerhouse.
Yelmit is quite scary, really soft and gentle in real life, but on track, even in the warm-ups, I'm scared of her. I don't tell her that, though, because I don't want her to know it. She might still think I'm cool.
Slender Woman is lead for Stockholm, and Star Pass.
Star Pass over to the one and only Violet Attack. Used to be a jammer. I think I still think she's a jammer.
Yeah.
But she tells me no. But I mean, let's
come
have
on.
a little look. And I also believe Violet Attack is coaching the juniors at the World Cup this year.
Amazing, amazing. Slender Woman coming in, all the action just by turn 3. And tripods being built everywhere. Violet Attack looking for the in. Slender Woman doing the dance with Birmingham blockers.
Nice.
And now all teams at a standstill.
You know, if you do a dance with Birmingham blockers, you have to go to Snob's nightclub.
I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah, the floor was sticky.
Everything in Birmingham.
Slender Woman held at the back as Violet pushes forward, taking the Stockholm wall. And a little trip, but Slender Woman drops her shoulder, finds the space on the outside, gets on through. Beautiful 160 Cherry from Violet there.
It was pretty. I mean, both jammers there.
Yeah.
We had the tiny mini apex jump from
Yeah.
Stockholm, because they didn't really need to do a big jump, and then Violet Attack with their like inside-outside apex jump.
Yeah.
We've really been treated to an absolute masterclass of roller derby this morning, and long may it continue today, because
Yes,
we've got some cracking games coming up. B, what have we got today?
So at 11 a.m. we've got Helsinki Roller Derby versus Rainy City, and my voice will still be on the airwaves for that one. At 1 p.m. Stockholm versus Tiger Bay. 3 p.m. Crime City Rollers versus Nothing to Lose, and 5 p.m. Helsinki versus London Brawling. Let me just catch you up with the scores though. It's been a while. We've got 12 minutes just under left of this first half, and Stockholm on 51 with an 11-point jam in that last period of play. Birmingham at 41. They answered with 6 points of their own. So a 10-point game, Cherry.
It's very tasty, and to be honest, what I thought would happen today, I thought we were going to be in for quite a what's the word I'm after? Not a to and fro game, but you know, like when a
Yeah.
what thing?
A switcheroo kind of game.
Switcheroo
a
kind
back
of
and
game,
forth.
yeah. A bit of this, bit of that. A
I'm
bit of to me, to you.
Oh, I'm trying to help you out to use better words, but I don't know what you want to say.
There's no helping me, babe.
Like fill in the
don't worry.
blanks at home.
Yeah, it's like blankety blank.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was going to be a game. What did you think? What was the first word that came to mind when I said that?
Why don't you play Announce of Fun with your friends on the sofa this morning?
Exactly.
Be like, what would you have said? And they'll be like, anything apart from what that girl just said.
Okay, listen. Yo-yo. Billy,
Oh,
Billy the
yeah.
producer says a yo-yo game.
Oh,
Billy.
keep it reining us in when needed. And not being reined in is 2626. That is Coco for Stockholm through for lead. We've had, I think, a star pass, yes, over to Joe Long. I'm trying to remember if people are using their real names, full names, versions of their real names.
You could look at the roster.
I could look at the roster.
Coco Stool came in on that last period of that last trip around the oval, and literally skated very gently up the inside line, and nobody spotted Coco Stool at all. It got through this time, however, finding it a little bit more tricky to get through. Knocked out, recycled back into turn 1. And that is Harris,
Yeah, lovely.
who is holding firm, Cherry.
Yeah, lovely tripod now been built with Bunny and Gemma Harvey. Lovely old school players. I believe Harris came from Leicester, then over to CCR and now part of Birmingham. I'm very happy to have her for sure. Little bit of confusion on the track, I think, then. And we've had a power jam for Stockholm. Joe Long being sent to the penalty box for a track cut.
The planet box.
The planet box, that's
Out
where
of
I
planetary
live.
blocks.
In the pantry.
To space for you. So yeah, this is Power Jam for Stockholm, but once again, Stockholm's Jammer coming up against that old school powerhouse 3 wall at the front of the pack.
Love it.
Jam does come to an end. A 10-pointer for Stockholm, but 4 points picked up by Birmingham, Cherry.
Nice. Yeah, Stockholm are going to be really happy with that 10 points on the board, stretching out their lead just a little bit. And I believe we're now into official review territory.
Yeah, Birmingham calling the official review.
I mean, you might as well. I didn't say anyway, sorry, the track cut. So I will assume that is what they are going to be chatting about. I believe we're going to have Seth in the middle. Used to be an official, so we will use all the big words. Whereas I would just be like, I didn't like it. Can I get my ball back?
So Birmingham have only had 3 leads in this half.
Oh.
Which, you know, is I was going to say, well, the scores bear that out. Actually, that's not true. It's 45 to 61. So it's not like Stockholm have been able to really run away and dominate with those prolific amounts of leads that they've had. 16 points. Yeah, thanks, Billy. Could you see the cogs turning? Was there smoke coming out of my ears as I was trying to work it out and speak? So, you know, the fact that it is only 16 points and yet Birmingham have only had 3 lead jams tells you, one, some amazing defence going on, and also jammers working extremely hard. Beautiful tactics that have been drilled, coming into play.
Yep.
Fantastic work.
It really has. We have had 5 jammer penalties though for Stockholm. So that says to me, obviously they've been getting lead, but then getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But we've still got absolutely tons more of this game to go. Fish review is still happening. Looks like it might be come to a conclusion in a second. And then we get 10 minutes more of this first half, and then it's half time.
That's how it works. That's exactly a roll.
Oh my God! I'm gonna go outside in a minute. I feel like you two are picking on me. Look at how hardcore my mates are. Oh no, hang on, your mates will be rainy. Okay, we're not going to fight outside. And actually, I know we weren't doing facts, but I would like to just do this one little fact that I saw yesterday. It was actually on Rainy's sheet.
Right.
And it was from Rollo, who used to be part of Blitz Dames.
Right.
And she put, I am Birmingham Roller Derby's #1 fan. And then get ready for this. She put, P.S. thanks to the announcers for all their work.
Oh, love that.
I hope she's not listening to this, because she'll be like, I rescind that comment.
Immediately. Take that back. Okay, we're going to try and get an update for you on this official review. As you said, we think that they probably will be reviewing the track cut.
Well, the jammer's still sat in the box while the head ref is explaining what's going on. So it sort of says to me that if it was about the cut, it's still the cut.
Yeah.
You get in the cut. Stay in the pantry box.
Yep, stay in space. So we will be getting that update now. I can see our amazing announcer crew. Questioning the jammer cut. And Birmingham lost that official review, so they don't retain it. You only get 1 per half. You've got to use it at some point. You might as well use it on something that affects point scoring. But now we are into Power Jam for Stockholm, and it is Smitten with the star.
Lovely defence at the front there with Hjelmit, with Millie. As we can see, Hjelmit has the pivot cover on their head, so I think, we kind of know where this potentially could be going. Joe Long is out of the box now, so if we do get a star pass, Birmingham will also then get an amazing blocker to join them. But smart and having none of it at the front. So bring on the blockers. I'm getting past you.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic, strong jam in there from Stockholm.
Just going one-on-one as a jammer as well is phenomenal, isn't it? And here we go again. Merton coming in, takes the outside, some fantastic misdirection and redirect by 7-0. Frankie in Stockholm allowed that space to open up.
And while that space was opening up, we did have the star pass over to Hjelmit. Joe Long going back into the defensive pack, but the star has been passed back. Was it an incomplete star pass?
Oh.
It must have been. I think that's the only reason why you would potentially pass it back. You can't pass it back just because you didn't want it.
Because you're like, no, not for me.
No, thank you, not today.
Not today. I'm not available.
So, as it stands, Jo is still the jammer. She's just shown the jam ref and gone, no, I have got it. I'm allowed to do this.
Smerton was forced to reset back to pivot line. Comes through the pack once again between turns 1 and 2. But forced to reset. Now trying to find the space, but finding a very strong 3-wall. That beautiful tripod being built by Birmingham. Pauses, resets, sees daylight, but then also meets Violet attack.
So no, thank you. And then while all that was happening, we did have a successful star pass over to Hjelmit, as she was bounding away around the track, but clever jamming, as you said, B, from Stockholm, calling off that jam. And what did that do to the scores?
Well, it gave us 12 points for Stockholm, so Birmingham sit at 45, and Stockholm are now at 73.
Oh, they've stretched that lead out quite a bit. Power Jam's certainly been in their favour. But B, I think it's fair to say this is not a done deal yet, is it?
It isn't. There's 28 points in it, but Birmingham have been held scoreless for 4 jams now.
Oh. But it's all right. They've got her back out of her chamber. Ginger Slider is back out on the track, jamming. Wonderful to see. But we do have Slender Woman at the front of the pack. Last line of defence, Gemma Harvey, but Slender Woman is through and is lead. Stockholm absolutely dominating these last few minutes on the track, aren't they?
Yeah, I certainly feel like they've had a very different half of this first half, if that makes sense. Yeah, it feels like they've really managed to find their footing now. Tinchi with the Star Stash ran up the inside line, beautiful to see, gets through, but jammer awareness and bench coach awareness as well, shouting down to the Stockholm jammer, call it, and so Birmingham shut down from the point scoring opportunity again.
There really is, I think, more frustrating than almost been about to score. You're like, please.
Yeah,
no.
just one.
It's so annoying. And then everyone just goes back to the bench.
But do you think that build in frustration then causes teams to do silly things?
Sometimes. It depends whether you make your haters your motivators.
Oh, Cherry.
I know, right? Have that.
Guess who's motivated right now? It's not Sorry Laurie. Lead jammer out the pack was yeeted into the centre of the track. They were forced to recycle. It's the only way I can describe it at this point.
I love that word. Also, what's quite good this morning is yesterday we had quite a few incidences with jammers getting confused as the sun was coming down, because it is like a day in Barcelona here.
Yeah.
The sun was coming down on the track. It's an old school, as you can see, really old school yellow sports hall. There is yellow tape on the track. There's yellow lines on the track. We had jammers everywhere.
Yeah.
But not sorry, Laurie. Had no bother with the track. Came through. Picked up a couple of points.
2 points, so breaks the point drought for Birmingham.
Oh, like a desert in the rain and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that dazed look you give me where you're just like, no thanks. No thanks for that one.
I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning.
I've had several.
I can tell. Smerton up against Tantrum on the jammer line. Smerton surrounded. Birmingham choosing to use all 4 blockers at that point to contain.
I think you've got to at times like this now, especially coming up to the half-time.
Yeah.
You want to neutralise that difference as much as possible. It's a little bit, and we saw it quite a bit yesterday with people using timeouts really carefully.
Yeah.
That time you've got with your team and what's just happened on the track can often play such a pivotal role in what's about to happen.
Yeah. Tantrum really on the beat down, Cherry, and Smerton is through and coming into an initial scoring pass. Little hip block.
Smarten was greeted by the hips of Bunny Massacre, and while all that was going on, Tantrum did a quick whip over the top, past the star, once more to Joe Long.
Love that.
And you notice often in games when there's a lot of star passes, it's always kind of the same pivot that always gets the star, and they're like, oh, me again.
Oh, well, thanks.
But I think if there's one, there's some fantastic skaters on the track, of course, but if there's one pivot that can absolutely bash it out, it's Dr. Joe Long.
Yeah, exactly. So once again, we're seeing people being held, pinned, if you like, and that is 817 Scandi Crush doing some fantastic work, joined by Foxen.
Oh, here we are.
At the front of the pack, holding it long, and a little dip and shoulder. It used to be a can opener, that, didn't it? Little dip and hit there. So when you don't have the space, you can generate the speed by going downwards and then using that momentum. But Long recovers, comes around the outside, picks up those points. Smerton, little juke and a jive, gets through. The space opened up beautifully, picks up 4 further points for Birmingham. Let's check in with the scores, Cherry.
All right then, so as you said, 4 points picked up there for Birmingham, taking them to 51. 8 points picked up by Stockholm, taking them to 84. Little view of some of the Birmingham fans there in the stands. I mean, I'm sure they are excited to be. Look a bit sad at the moment. I know they've just been out for a coffee run, so that's going to be kicking in anytime soon. And hello to you all at home who are joining us this morning. Thank you for getting up nice and early, wherever you are around the world, because we know it's not just people here in the UK or in Europe. Hello to everybody around the world. Yeah, so I'm going to be Eurovision then for some reason. Like, hello.
Live from Crystal Palace. Slender Woman is lead jammer for Stockholm. Not Sorry Laurie for Birmingham. Removed the star to get on through. Now coming in on a scoring pass, but Stockholm Slender Woman says no.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Definitively, no.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, please no. As I said before, really frustrating for any team when you're just getting these 4-0 jams in. I mean, great for the team that's scoring them, but it's just...
Yeah.
Oh, so when you get to the buffet, you know, when you go for a breakfast buffet and they're like, yeah, sorry, we've run out now.
Run out of pancakes. Always happens to me.
Yeah,
that.
and they're like, oh, we've got Alpen or whatever it's called. No,
I don't want granola. I want pancakes.
Did not come here for this.
I did not come here for granola. 3 points picked up by Stockholm in that last jam, so they're very much happy to just chip away and increase the lead that way. No big fancy jams in terms of, you know, double-digit point scoring. They are doing the job of work that they need to get done through 3 points, 4 points, 2 points, and calling it.
Yeah, we had some really high jams yesterday, but we only really got like 1 or 2 per game of like maybe a 24, I think's the highest I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
There's generally been like 4s, 8s, back to the bench, off we go. And wonderful work there. The toe stops of Irish Glory are back. Tinchi coming round the corner there, grabbing lead, and the home crowd has gone bananas for her.
Beautiful to see, and really tenacious of Tinchi to just keep on pushing to get through that 3-wall from Stockholm. 4-wall now, so Stockholm feeling that this is a threat that they do need to contain.
Definitely. And who's that 1-0? Oh, Rainbow Sprite, of course, holding up that tripod at the front. And we have had a star pass. Only a few star passes we've had for Stockholm. And that is Scandi Crush, your jammer now for Stockholm.
And Birmingham in that position where they can call off the jam and deny Stockholm any points. Yeah, this is what it feels like. Not as Mancunian as that, though, obviously. Not going to try and do a Birmingham accent.
Let's hear it.
Absolutely not.
You must have watched Peaky Blinders. That's accurate.
I have never seen Peaky Blinders.
It's not accurate to the accent. They're all like, Paul, let's get in the cut. No one talks like that.
2 points picked up by Birmingham in that period of play. Takes their score to 53, Stockholm 87. Question for you, and I'm not questioning their call, I'm just wondering, would you have just carried on running that a bit longer to get some points up, or do you feel like...
I think I would have done, given how close we are to half-time.
Yeah.
But, you know, I ain't the one who's got to do it.
Exactly. Smerton, lead jammer for Stockholm. Jelmit the Conqueror with the star for Birmingham.
Ooh, and we are in Power Jam territory. Jelmit's going to absolutely eat this up as we go just into this last jam. Power Jam for Birmingham, straight through, no mess in there for Jelmit, but I've kind of got a feeling Stockholm are going to get that tripod together now.
The Smerton picked up a track cut penalty, and you're absolutely right, Cherry. But Birmingham also had the same thought, I think. Hive bind out on track, but symbiotic relationship between you and your teammates. They were able to disrupt that tripod from being built. We are in the last few moments of this first half.
Sorry, big. Wonderful offence there from Violet Attack. These two jammer and offence pairing have worked together since, I don't know, the dawn of the dinosaurs or something. Absolutely brilliant work. And this really is going to give it'll be like a lovely boost. I was trying to think of a really good Birmingham reference and I couldn't think of it. Really good. Trip to Top Notch, which is a chip shop next to Stops, as we go into the second half.
Beautiful. Smerton is back on track. Birmingham happy to put up a little bit of offence and then drop back and really sort of help their jammer out.
Yeah, we've got Jelmit round the outside, but it is Frankie for Stockholm who treated them to I don't know if there's an expression like a Swedish shoulder or something, but that's certainly what Jelmit was treated to as they came round the outside, and Jelmit has now been recycled by Stockholm as we see Smarten jumping up the outside, but met by the hips of Violet Attack. And B, that brings us to our intermission. Let's have a little look at those halftime scores.
Absolutely fantastic. That was a 16-point jam by Birmingham, so the highest jam of the half for them in terms of scores. Stockholm were able to get 7 points. And Cherry, do you want to tell me what the scores look like?
So Stockholm are on 94, but Birmingham are on 69 points. That's my skate number, and it's nice to see it next to Birmingham, is all I'm saying.
Brilliant. Well, we're going to be back in just under 13 minutes, something like that, where we will be talking you through all of the second half action. We hope you've enjoyed the first half. I've been the lovely Beatrix.
I've been very Cherry. Thank you for joining us. Please do come back for the second half. It'll be more of the same, so strap yourselves in.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye. Welcome back to the second half of the first game of the second day of Anarchy 7. All the numbers for you, Cherry. I'm the lovely Beatrix.
I'm very Cherry. Welcome back to this game, and we are getting straight away underway. Let's use all those words. And we have Tantrum jamming for Birmingham. Birmingham on the back foot at the moment with 69 points to Stockholm's 94. But Tantrum is through for lead, and we have had a star pass for Stockholm over to Frankie is now your active jammer for Stockholm. But just like we saw in that first half, B, when one jammer gets some points, they just call it off for the other team. In fact, they didn't even get the points, they just stopped the spread of points happening. And do you know what? I was doing really well. I was really impressed with myself then. I was like, oh, Cherry, this is like profesh.
Cherry was wonderful. Keep going. Don't ever doubt yourself.
God bless you.
I know. And all who sail in me. So we have seen... We have seen that tactic, as you said, in the first half. We're getting a very early official review here. I'm just checking in because there's no penalties happening. So it'd be interesting to understand, was there a call that Birmingham felt wasn't made that should have been made? I think that's the only thing we can surmise from here. But we will find out, of course. That will be communicated to us by our team on the floor. And we'll
The
be
eye
able
in
to...
the sky.
Yeah, it is almost like the eye in the sky, isn't it, Cherry? So let's find out what's going on there. Quickaroo official review.
Oh, love it. Quickaroo official review. They should all be Quickaroos, to be fair.
Quickaroo official review to start off our second half. If you are just joining us, we are talking Stockholm versus Birmingham, and then at 11 a.m. we've got Helsinki versus Rainy City. At 1 p.m. it's Stockholm versus Tiger Bay Brawlers. 3 p.m. we'll see Crime City Rollers taking on Nothing to Lose. And 5 p.m. our final game will be Helsinki against London Brawling.
So just got a bit of intel for you, B. The official review is about why Stockholm have picked up that 1 point that you can see on the scoreboard there.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, well.
Interesting. This early into a second half, and I'm not judging him, to use an official review for 1 point.
But
Go on, set me right there.
No, I'm not setting you right. I'm just adding to the discourse around this.
Ooh.
It's 69 to Birmingham, 95 to Stockholm. What we definitely saw in that first half was a lot of yo-yoing and back and forth, right?
Yep.
Of points, and every point really counting in this game. So the fact that we are reviewing points this early and just saying to the officials, like, we're watching, you know.
But the result of that official review is lost. The point stands, so Birmingham very early rolling that official review dice. And the point is lost. The official review is lost. Stockholm will still retain theirs. And Stockholm also, with Slender Woman, grab a lead jammer for the first time in this second half.
Slender Woman picking up 20 points, 21 points of the total of Stockholm's
Total
in the first half. Let's see how she gets on here. Grappling with that front three wall, very fluid triangle of doom, allows opportunity for Not Sorry Laurie to get on through and complete that initial. Slender Woman taking around the outside. Birmingham run out of track.
Stockholm back up to their old tricks again, getting the points, calling it off. So we saw 4 points on the board there for Stockholm, taking them to 99. They're just 1 point away from that century mark. Birmingham still in a 69, still being held at 69, sorry.
They are. You're not sorry? That's
not.
a great number.
I'm not sorry,
It's
Laurie.
your number.
It
Not
is.
sorry, Laurie.
We get mistaken all the time for each other, especially on track. Alrighty then, clear penalty box. We've got everybody. I think it's like 80 wheels on track or something like that. Obviously, discounting the officials. We've got Tinchy Slider and we have got Coco at the back of the pack. Both been treated to some quite horrible defence by everybody on track.
It's nice to have that on a Sunday morning.
Horrid
Wake up,
defence.
horrible defence, all in your eyeballs, where you're still trying to process what is life.
doing too much horrible defence though. Fox has been sent to the penalty box. I think we've also lost one of the Stockholm blockers as well. So we are down to 3 blockers apiece as we have 2626. That is Coco being called for lead for Stockholm. Stockholm though losing another blocker to the box. So getting lead but losing players.
Yeah, and they already have 2 of their players on 5 penalties, Cherry. So this will become a factor later on.
Lovely stuff there from Tinch, picking up 4 points, up in that score now to 73. And as you said there, B, penalties do all start to creep up at around the sort of 42-minute mark.
Yeah.
And we were just treated to a classic Tinchy inside apex jump. That's what you got up for this morning.
You did, absolutely. And now we're being treated to some old school recycling, a little forward cyclone of blockers from Birmingham, holding Coco at bay. Coco is through though, 4 points posted on the board. Birmingham in answer with 8 points of their own so far.
I think that might be a back block. Yep, it was for Coco. She's going back off to the penalty box, which means Tinch is your active and only jammer on the track. Big hit there from number 55.
Yeah, that was Fury. Beautiful smackdown. Tinchy takes a moment to recover, Cherry.
Sorry, I thought they were being sent off for a penalty then. I did hear a whistle. It might have been probably someone else was blowing a whistle. So Tinchy been recycled to the back of the pack. Stockholm really setting up quite a horrible tripod. Is that Frankie again? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely doing a stellar job at leading those tripodians.
Yeah, beautiful. Frankie and Fury as well working together. Stockholm powerhouse blocking contingent.
Love it.
Love that. But also love the fact that Birmingham will be starting on a power jam. So this has been some of the feature of this game already. If you remember right at the very start, first jam out, actually Birmingham got a power jam, then went into a second power jam. Let's see what they're able to do here now in terms of putting some of those points on the board. They just have a massive jam, 12 points scored, so that takes their score up to 81. Stockholm answered with 6 of their own, taking them over the 100 mark to 105.
We are just in an official timeout at the moment, not 100% sure what might be doing. So this is a lovely opportunity for me just to give a little Birmingham shout out for this game. We've got Birmingham. It's their only game that they're playing here at this weekend, and it also includes all the Birmingham people that came here today. We have got let me just get their name right. We've got Fear Leader Ennis Owing in the middle. We've got Ratty officiating around the outside. We've got Old Very Cherry announcing. We've got Floyd King taking photos, and we've got the wonderful mix of Blitzstone, CCR come together now to create Birmingham Roller Derby. Wonderful stuff.
It's a Birmingham bonanza.
It really is.
Straight back into the action, and just to let you know on those factual facts, 9 power jams in this game so far, 7 Stockholm jammer penalties to only 2 for Birmingham. And we have Yelmit the Conqueror with the star for Birmingham.
But is that Scandi Crush again at the front?
It is.
They're doing we might need to add them to our little Frankie, Fox and Scandi Crush tripod of doom.
Absolutely. Coco Struhl back on track and in play for Stockholm. So every jammer in the mix here between turns 1 and 2. And the fluid work that is happening from these blockers laterally, backwards, forwards, and in the 4th dimension is stunning to see. Yelmit the Conqueror knocked back, forced to recycle. Coco Struhl finds daylight, picks up lead for Stockholm, but that was almost a minute into the jam, Cherry.
Yeah, beautiful defence from both teams there. We're sort of seeing some classic tripods now being set up by players that we're seeing matched together really well. Just Scandi Crush at the front, drops that shoulder but didn't quite drop it enough for Yelmit to spin themselves around the inside. Yelmit's going to be very happy with that as Scandi Crush back into the offence action, trying to get some room there for Coco to make their way through to the other side.
You know, Yelmit on paper should have an easier time in this jam, and I absolutely use air quotations because Stockholm had 2 blockers in the penalty box. So though it was certainly light on track, however, that penalty box now clearing and Yelmit grappling at the back. As we said, you know, you got Scandi Crush there just really shutting down any opportunities. Fury also in the mix. and number 13, Friday, doing a stellar job.
So we've got Fury, Foxen, Friday, Scandi Crush.
Yeah. Frankie.
it.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So that jam comes to an end. Birmingham with 8 points. Stockholm with 6.
Lovely tight game though, B. 89-111. This is what you want in the morning. You didn't want to get up and see an absolute blowout game. You want to see like.
Yeah, there was a beautiful visual representation for the people at home. I'll try and describe that with words for you.
Go on then.
What you don't want over your Pop-Tarts in the morning is.
Oh, when did you last have a Pop-Tart?
Every day. That's how you get this sunny disposition. What you don't want is an absolutely blowout game where the decision's already been made sort of in Jam 2. Instead, you want a game that's going to cause you to be at risk of spilling your cornflakes.
Yeah, you want stimulation this morning, and you are getting it in bucket loads as we see Stockholm taking on Birmingham. 23 minutes left to go in this game. Everybody's on the track, so let's see what we can do with this one, B.
Smerton against Tantrum in the jammer lineup. Both of these jammers very able to create their own spaces, and both blockers from the teams happy to let that happen. Tantrum, the winner
of that epic battle
against Scandi Crush. Yeah, absolutely.
Star Pass has happened now. It is Scandi Crush. He's got the jammer cover in their hand, have a little shirt whip, but now sort of looking like they're going to join the blocking contingency as Tantrum is back round looking for points.
Because Tantrum absolutely can just barrel through those packs. We're seeing it again. It's fantastic. Literally shoulders down, chest forward, finding those spaces and really almost allowing the blockers for Birmingham to do their main focus, which is keeping the Stockholm jammer contained. Scandi Crush wants to play a little bit of one-on-one.
But now Scandi Crush has just sort of realigned their star on their helmet, as they're now the active and only jammer on the track, as they have just picked up a power jam in their favour. Tantrum going to the box for a track. What's C mean? Because I always think it should be cut, but it's not. Don't know.
Oh,
what does C mean on the thing? I don't know. I'm so sorry for not knowing.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I can't tell you that and look at things at the same time.
It's all right, babe. The people didn't tune in for ref signals. Well, they did, but they didn't tune in for us to tell them about it. You've got some wonderful officials on track. Have a look at them. And it is wonderful to see so many of our officials. We've given shout-outs to skaters so many times, but it is absolutely worth a shout-out to all the officials who have come back to roller derby after the break and joined us here once more. I heard a big ooh on the track then while I was giving the officials a big shout-out.
But I think it's because you were giving the officials a shout out. I think that's exactly what it was. Everybody is clearly tuned in to our amazing stream. Listen, Birmingham hit 100 points with that 11-point jam. Absolutely stellar. Takes it back down to a 19-point game, Cherry.
Oh my God, Stockholm, you are bringing it.
I just don't think that you can really guess which way this game is going to go. But penalties are going to start creeping in. I'm going to tell you, we've got 3 players from Stockholm now on 5 penalties, and Birmingham very, very clean.
Nice.
We've got a couple on 3, maybe 1 on 4, but really my concern now lies with Stockholm and how they are going to be how they're going to manage this.
Yep.
Because this game has been incredibly physical.
Yep, 100%.
It's fantastic to see. I love that physicality side of roller derby. Obviously, we all love the strategy.
Yeah.
We all love to see a bit of eating the baby sometimes. We like to see a classic. We like to see a fast pack being running away from those. All of that is fabulous, but really at the very heart of it, I love to see where blockers are absolutely being used to their greatest potential, which is just getting those hips in, getting those shoulders in, and really being disruptors. And this game is full of that. However, Stockholm are feeling the pinch of those penalties, and they will as we move forward. We've got 20 minutes left of this second half.
Now, I think Stockholm are very clever there, as you said, B, a little bit of penalty trouble. They took the time out then.
Yeah.
Often you see this with teams when they have a little penalty spiral, whatever it is they need to do on the bench, whether it's chill out, do some breathing, whatever it is. However, the timeout certainly has helped Birmingham as Not Sorry Laurie has come through to grab the lead. And it's fair to say that the house crowd in here have gone a little bit bananas.
Slender Woman is also out of the pack, comes in for a scoring pass, but Not Sorry Laurie says, I'm not sorry, you're not having any.
0 points picked up there for Stockholm, and after a little bit of deliberation, thanks to our wonderful officials, 2 points put up in the sky for Laurie. That takes us to 119, 102. Lovely tight game B. And now all I can think about is Pop-Tarts, since you mentioned it, because I haven't had one since I was about 14.
Well, that's next weekend, that's your assignment. Have a Pop-Tart
Next
on me.
weekend after this game, I'm gonna. they must sell them in Croydon. Are we in Croydon? We're not.
I have no idea
are we?
where we
Crystal
are.
Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Oh, my hotel was in Croydon.
It's it's Tinchy Slider with the start for Birmingham and Coco Stool for Stockholm.
We have been treated once more to horrible defence, and you know I'm saying horrible. In fact, isn't awful actually a positive term?
It can be.
So exactly, that's what I mean. Awful, awful defence. Lovely work there from Bunny. We've got, that's got to be Gemma Harvey and Fox at the front. And number 10, of course, that's Rainbow Sprite holding up the tripod at the back. So we're treated to same, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, and it does look like Scandi Crush is in the mix there again. So I feel like Scandi Crush hasn't left the track.
No, who was it yesterday who never...
Champagne.
Oh, yeah, they were just like, I live here now. Yeah. Philly's forward all my mail. I don't know if anyone gets mail anymore.
It's a jam of a lot of a not. Not a lot.
A lot of a not. That's what you're getting
not.
today. Love it, babe. Never change.
It's a jam, not of a lot happening here, as we've got two strong walls being built around these jammers, and jammers really just trying to find their spaces. And I feel like I cursed it by saying I love it when we see the physicality of blockers, because here it is more about lowering that centre of gravity, holding firm, trying to keep that anchor in, not allowing that space. You know, a jammer, as soon as they've got a little bit of space, that's it.
But what we are being treated to is the tiptoeery of the officials desperately trying to have a little look down. Even Ratty's getting lower to have a little look, because you're just like, there's got to be a foot out of place here. There's got to be a forearm out of place here. But B, there absolutely isn't, and I certainly don't want to curse it. We've not had a penalty in this game. What we have been treated to is like Fort Knox style defence.
Yeah.
I don't want to shout that then. Sorry, I'm
I think it's brilliant. Full jam where
full
nothing
jam.
happened.
Everyone did the goose head thing.
Honk, honk. Double honks for you, everybody. Double honks all round.
If you're at home, make a honking noise. Do your best honk noise.
Me, right now?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh, wait, were we a goose honk or a clown horn honk?
Whichever honk you feel happy with.
Well, okay, I'm going to knock.
Honk your happiest. Hashtag that out. Why not? I want to hear some honks from Stockholm as well. Come on, I'm sure I can hear it coming over the waves.
Honk yourself happy. Here we go, Smerton up against Yelmit the Conqueror. Yelmit pushing forward into turn one.
Multiplayer block being called then. Unfortunately, we saw it a mile off. Yelmit coming through now for lead, but star pass over. It's got to be Frankie, hasn't it? Frankie taking the start for Stockholm. Yelmit coming pelting round the track. Are they going to grab points and call it? Yes, they are. But did Frankie pick up a point there?
No, I was checking in on that, and I think Yelmit really found the absolute pinnacle of timing to call it off there. 3 points picked up by Birmingham takes them to 105. And I've got to give a shout out to Vagabondage, who was going one-on-one with Yelmit on that initial pass. And Yelmit literally took Vagabondage on a ride to the inside and the outside of the track. Some beautiful lateral movement from both of them. Vagabondage really keen to try and keep Yelmit as contained as you can when you're just one person. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, babe. I've tried to contain many people myself, and that is, I can't manage it. All right, then, let's have a look at a few stats then that we've got from Birmingham Roller Derby. This is one of my favourite ones from Millie, who says, a shrimp's heart is in its head.
Well,
thanks, Millie.
I'll be thinking about that for a very long time. It'll be my 3 a.m. thought.
And then let's have a look if we've got some stuff from Stockholm. We do. Scandi Crush said, I first started playing Derby in London for London Rockin' Rollers. There's a classic team.
I remember.
Do you remember York Hall?
Yes.
The boxing hall,
Coca-Cola on the floor.
We've all of us like 20 million year old
Dinosaurs.
skaters are just going, yes, we've all been there.
Second half was always the worst.
And then we've got Foxen, your favourite, started the Roller Derby League in a word that I can't pronounce. I don't know why I started this one then. Vestaris? And then played there for around 6 years before transferring to Stockholm. And I have a background in synchronised skating. Oh, there you go. That's where she got it from.
That's beautiful, but Foxen is also currently sitting on 6 penalties, Cherry.
Oh, do you think you get penalties in synchronised skating?
I'm sure you do, but not for the same kinds of things. Okay, Slender Woman up against Tantrum in this jam. Slender Woman really trying to push forward. Oh, Tantrum. Did you see that, Cherry? It was a beautiful lateral slide past Scandi Crush to pick up lead. And Scandi Crush out on track again, just in case you were wondering.
I'd just, if I was their lineup manager, I'd just leave I'd leave a blank space, baby, because I know that's got your name in it. That's that Taylor Swift song,
It is, well done, I'm so impressed.
Even Goths know.
Tantrum tries to find the points on the inside, doesn't quite make it through. Smart jamming though, stays on her knees, calls off the jam, grabs those points and denies Stockholm opportunity.
I think, are we in an 11 Are we in an 11-point difference?
We are, well done.
I don't know why I keep thinking to say things and then don't realise there's words in there I can't get out my mouth.
So 4 scoreless jams for Stockholm, Cherry. And that's where we're seeing the gains made by Birmingham. Let's see what can happen now as Smerton comes up against Not Sorry Laurie. Not Sorry Laurie was lead last time, lead this time, continues on that winning streak. Smerton with a beautiful jump to try and avoid Birmingham's number 19 Pina Collider.
Unfortunately, I believe they were blocking out of bounds because they did the big hip thingy. So they've been sent to the penalty box. But do you know what, babes? I'd say it was worth it. I don't know why I went all like London-y then. Do you know what, babes?
Do you know what, babes?
Do you know what, babes? I'd do it. It's
Maybe funny, babes, but...
Do you know what it is? I went to Box Park in Croydon last night.
Oh, right, OK, so you fully...
There was many an accent to be absorbed.
Fully influenced.
Loved it.
So that was a 0-0 jam. But who were the real winners?
You and I think. The people listening to this, clearly. The people that have gone, did you know that this telly had a mute function?
Finally found it. Coco Strul for Stockholm. Is that Tinchy Slider?
It is.
For Birmingham, Cherry.
They really are getting their money's worth out of Tinchy today. And why not? Because it's wonderful to see her up on track with all of her teamies. But it is Coco's absolutely dominating this track at the moment. But came in, tried to call it off, back block into Gemma Harvey. Oh. So Coco is going to the penalty box. Gemma Harvey back up on her skate, so that's tasty. And in for the offence to help our Tinch through.
And yeah, as you say, power jam in favour of Birmingham, and Tinch wastes no time.
She ain't got time to waste, man. She's on a mission. She's here for one day only.
We're on the clock, literally and figuratively.
Love it.
Stockholm trying to reform here now. But it is really, you know, Tinchy with the opportunity, Stockholm with the push out and drawback.
Yeah, Bunny trying to use all of the track that she can to stop Stockholm recycling Tinchy to the back of the pack. But Stockholm kind of wiggling and waving their way back to the pack, restarting a tripod as the power jam doth be over. Yeah, great penalty kill by Stockholm. Birmingham with 2 blockers in the penalty box certainly helped that along. Tinchy not able to make any gains. But Coco, not wasting any time, comes out, posts 4 further points on the board for Stockholm as we go into the last 30 seconds of this jam. I think sadly this is going to be a jam that Birmingham don't really want to think about getting that lead, getting that there's no lead, sorry, getting the power jam, but not able to capitalise on it. And Tinchy has been called off for a track cut as well. I think it might be Tinchy's first penalty of the game, but unfortunately at this point of the game it is a little bit crucial. Yeah. It's all right, babe, I forgive you.
So jam comes to a close. 3 points were picked up by Birmingham, but 10 points by Stockholm takes them to 129. Birmingham at 111. So that's still only 18 points in it, though.
I know it's still very tight, B. I'm absolutely loving it. It's what we got up early for. It's what I got a hot croissant for.
12 minutes to go of this second half. The first game, second day, Anarchy 7.
In your face.
That's number Wang. Let's go. Slender Woman. Only jammer out on track as this is a power jam start for Stockholm.
Lovely last line of defence there from Dahl and Millie, but Slender Woman, too slender to get past them both, made their way through. Coming up now for a scoring pass. Slender Woman absolutely just like hip checking everyone out the way. They ain't got time for this. They're just like, be gone.
So just beautiful ping pong, absorbing the hits almost from blockers and using that momentum to carry on forward.
Power jam is over. Tinchi is back on the track now. Slender Woman also on track. Someone's been called off, and Tinchi again with the back block came in a little bit too strong, it seemed. Starting to think maybe that official review used a bit too early potentially, but you know what, that's the game, and I ain't gonna do anything about it.
Violet Attack trying to escort Slender Woman to the inside line. Slender Woman forced to reset. That 3-wall being blown apart by the Stockholm blockers.
Beautiful offense then. I didn't quite catch with my eyes who it was who did that beautiful offense for Slender Woman. Violet Attack coming in, trying to be the last line of defense. But honestly, those hips of Slender Woman, they show no mercy.
No mercy.
And that's the end of that conversation. No mercy. Cut the power. All righty then, 8 points picked up in that jam from Slender Woman, just hip checking their way through the pack, taking them to 1-3-7. Birmingham on 1-1-1. We're still here for a tight game. There's no, what was it you said earlier, no water getting through? No doth hydration or something?
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what sounds like something I would have said. So this was a power jam start for Birmingham, for Stockholm, sorry, with Birmingham's jammer in the penalty box. But Tinchi has been released, only seconds to serve.
Oh, but wonderful footwork there for Smarton up the inside. Last line of defence, Gemma Harvey not able to stop her as they're coming back round now for scoring while Tinchi's still been held at the back of the pack. They're going to be desperately trying to get Tinchi out. The helmet cover has come off. Pivot Tantrum is near the front. And Tinchi's been sent off now for a third penalty in a row for a forearm this time. Oh, man. But let's see what Stockholm can do with this. They really do have an opportunity to capitalise. But the blockers from Birmingham that have been left on track ain't here to mess about.
No, absolutely not. Smerton being knocked back and recycled into turn 3. But Stockholm just outnumbering here, as Birmingham do also have a blocker sat in that penalty box, Terry. So they were able to blow apart any of Birmingham's fantastic walls, fantastic defences that they'd built.
Yeah, Stockholm are going to be really chuffed with how... is chuffed an international-ish word?
I don't think it is, but it could be.
Okay, well, chuffed means
we
pleased.
could make it.
They're going to be really pleased with what's just gone on in those last couple of jams. Birmingham quite cleverly now, I think, taking the time out, resetting themselves. And B, you said this earlier with Stockholm, they had a bit of a penalty spiral.
Yeah.
It was going a little bit spaghetti hoops for them.
Yeah.
They had the time out.
Yeah.
Birmingham are doing the same. Are we going to see...
Yeah,
clear. The reason why I say spaghetti hoops because it's all in a mess, and then you get.
It's all in a jumble.
You know
no, I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Shall I use it again later?
Yeah, please do. I've only to.
Are you going to use it?
No.
Okay.
Okay. 8 points were picked up by Stockholm, so they're at 1-4-5. Birmingham held at 1-1-1. You're quite right about that penalty spiral. So we see that Stockholm have got two players on 5 penalties and 1 player on 6, and that's Foxen. Foxen we haven't seen out on track as much, so clearly
clever,
just
maybe.
keeping Foxen on ice. For Birmingham, we are seeing that there is one skater with 5 penalties, 1 with 6. So again, that is number 19, Pina Collider. And a really key player for Birmingham, I think,
definitely.
double threat because they're able to put on the pivot and then take the star. And what we're not seeing here, which I am surprised about, is that Tinchi's getting penalties, but then there's no star pass happening.
I think they were trying to do the star pass. If you
Yeah.
remember, Tinchy's second penalty was straight away, out of the box, came in a bit too hot.
Yeah.
There's no star
Yeah,
pass you
that's
can
true.
do with
Yeah,
that one,
yeah.
is there? But yeah, I mean, I think if you can see, we've got Tantrum out as jammer pivot person.
Yeah.
So it's the old classic. Everyone knows what's going on when this happens. But clever, as you can see, B from Stockholm, stretching Tantrum out, not allowing the
Yeah.
pivot anywhere near the jammer. It's clever, it's really smart play, and it goes back to what we said earlier, B. It's simple, yet so effective.
Who knew?
And that's the star pass
Yeah.
done there, B. We wanted it, we got it. Tam is now the active jammer for Birmingham Roller Derby, who are now creeping up to being about 38 points behind.
Yep.
Not a lot easily sorted out, but in this game, actually, that is quite a lot of points, and I'm getting a little concerned.
Given that we've got just under 8 minutes left as well, I think it's starting to become a little insurmountable. Coco Stroll with the start for Stockholm, coming round on a second scoring pass now, held just by pivot line, Cherry, in a fantastic, well, kind of 2, kind of 3 wall. I feel like they're being pushed on both sides.
And, and a power jam once more to Stockholm. Tantrum, the jammer, the pivot, now jammer, is off to the penalty box. So I believe that's 4 jammer penalties now in a row for Birmingham.
Yeah.
That's not something they came here to do today, and they're going to be a little bit disappointed with that. But they can't be disappointed with the blocking on track. Gemma Harvey, Joe Long and Tinchy joining in to be holding off Coco as much as they could. But Coco has just made her way through for 8 more points. Well, not 8 more points, a total of 8 points.
Of course, we've got the ubiquitous Scandi Crush on the track for Stockholm, but also joined. Fright Day is there.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, you know, we're seeing some really, really fantastic blocking happening. Number 164, Iso Aho, also out on track and has been consistently a great blocker, really supporting the
100%.
jammer wherever was needed. So that's a product of their blockers being really on the ball as well, isn't it,
100%
Terry? It's not just about what Birmingham aren't able to achieve right now, but also what Stockholm have set out to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. And Stockholm, you will be able to see them in action again today. I think it's the 1 o'clock game. Let me check my lanyard.
It is.
And they will be going against Tiger Bay Brawlers. I believe I will be bringing you that game as well, which is good because I've probably learnt one of their names. And a much needed punch of positivity off and on track, to be fair, but not sorry, Laurie. Through for lead. Lovely ripple of applause to the crowd. They're going to be happy with that. Oh, and I can't help but just think, please, just, you know, keep clean. Get no points, it doesn't matter, just be clean, and let's reset this little blip for Birmingham.
That's absolutely what they needed right now. Just a little power positive jam, as you said, and then call it off, reset, let's get going once again. Scores as they stand, Stockholm are on 155, Birmingham on 111, and we've got 5.5 minutes left of this game, Cherry.
And we're having a quick official timeout. Not 100% for. Oh, let's get some more facts. Yes, I'll do some more Birmingham ones because they've only got 1 game today.
Okay.
So Karen Lorry, formerly of Roller Derby Leicester, a couple of those we've had here today. And Yelmit the Conqueror. Yelmit is short for yellow helmet. She said, I've since changed helmet now, so only true fans know. From Sweden and likes to live up to the stereotype, including cooking meatballs, building IKEA furniture, and has played ice hockey growing up. And I think some of those, as I said, you've sort of seen that kind of, I'm going to say like Swedish vibes coming through, and you can really tell that they are an ice hockey player.
Absolutely.
The way the skates move. I mean, if you look at Yelmit close up and watch her skates, I didn't know feet and ankles and skates can move that way. It doesn't seem natural. It makes my toes curl a little bit. But oh my God, what a fantastic skater. And they're also joined on track today by Babushka. Bab is a Birmingham pet name, as you may well know. All right, Bab. And Ushka is short for Petra Ushka, a nickname given to me when I was born. Not me, this is obviously Babushka. She started skating with Toulouse and then moved to a bunch of places and leagues before landing in Brum, and we're obviously very happy to have her here in Birmingham. She said, pizza requires olives, and my skate number 580 is the temperature in which methane auto-ignites. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of science. It's a lot of science first thing in the morning. And also controversy in that pizza requires olives.
I like olives and pineapple. Chuck them on, babes.
Oh, so only one of Stockholm's jams in the second period is a single pass. The rest have been multi-pass jams. Yeah.
Tasty.
Interesting. Thank you for the insight, Billy.
And straight up the inside to grab lead, hoping to keep that rumour, not even a rumour, that fact alive. It is Coco,
Stats.
but while all this is happening, Tantrum, your jammer for Birmingham, has been sent to the penalty box again. It's not looking good for these last 5 minutes if you are a BRD fan, but you will still be treated to some beautiful defence. As I said it, they gave it. Bunny Massacre with the famous hip check there.
Yeah.
Driving Stockholm blocker right round the outside.
It was a beautiful little tap that just forced that reset, but Rainbow Spike came in on the second attempt for the Stockholm jammer to stop Bunny from being able to do that.
Very clever jamming and blocking, as we've seen today. Tantrum out of the penalty box, so that's their power jam over. 8 points picked up already, though, by Stockholm. They really did capitalise on this power jam, and Tantrum capitalising on the fact that she don't want to sit in the penalty box, absolutely barnstorming their way through the pack.
Well, jam is called by Stockholm, denying Birmingham opportunity to score once again. The final jam total there for Stockholm was 11, so that takes the scores for Birmingham 111 to Stockholm 166, 55 points.
And I just want, oh, sorry, babe.
No, I was just going to say that Birmingham have been held scoreless now for 5 jams, and obviously that is a reflection of the jammer penalty spiral. But do you want to tell me something else?
I did. I just wanted to read one more fact out for Birmingham, because I think it's really important as well, and I'm really pleased that Joe Long has shared that with us. Joe Long said, I had breast cancer in 2020, and it's now my mission to get every roller derby team regularly checking their chests. I volunteer for Copperfield, so please come and talk to me about boobs, pecs and chests.
I love
chests. Wonderful work there from Joe, and absolutely fantastic that she's made it her mission.
Yeah.
God bless her.
And fantastic to have her out on track and with us today. Stockholm's jammer, Coco Struhl, lead.
Man, Coco really is racking it up for Stockholm.
Yep.
Personally, not a jammer I was aware of, but absolutely loving their work, and also loving that little jump there from Hjelmit. She's like, let me show you my moves. I've got them. I've been storing them up. And I do recall when BRD were asked if they wanted to play this game against Stockholm, Hjelmit was like, I've never heard someone say yes so quickly to anything. They have been absolutely gagging, as they say, to play this game. Central City Roller Derby have played Stockholm before. They did travel there once. It took a really long time. I drove through Norway to get there.
Wow.
But I did see some beautiful Christmas trees. They didn't win that game. I think it might be the only time CTR ever played them. Blitzdames never played Stockholm.
Right.
So this really has been a game that's been like on people's bucket list to do.
Yeah.
And okay, they're not going to be too chuffed with the score, but afterwards they're going to be like, yeah, that was tasty.
Oh, you know what, though? I think that they should be chuffed with the score because they have put up some really great jams and really great points, you know, and also the learning. When you come against a team that plays, and I think Stockholm, although in the first half we saw that back and forth, I think now Stockholm have kind of dug in, and it's a very different style of play, and I'm not sure that Birmingham have quite the answer to it. So it's a great learning moment. It might not feel it right now.
Yeah, 100%.
It does not feel that right now, B. Please go away.
And I'm pretty sure as well, B, we can see it with their eyes. There's a fair amount of Tiger Bay in the audience already watching this game. They are coming up against Stockholm this afternoon. I don't really know what you're able to do in the next couple of hours
what
to
are you
prepare
going to do?
yourself.
Yeah, no.
Grow longer legs.
Yeah, exactly.
But we will be bringing you Stockholm versus Tiger Bay at 1 o'clock a UK time. I don't know what time that is wherever you are, because I don't know where you are, but I'm very glad that you've joined us here, and I'm very glad that we have had a Slender Woman jumping over the apex and grabbing lead for Stockholm.
Sherry, that took nearly a minute of this jam, of which
I spoke for all of it.
There's only 1.5 minutes left of this game. So the fact that Birmingham held Slender Woman for so long is immense.
And this is what you said, B. When they look back at this game, on mute, I imagine, they'll be able to really pick out some absolute golden moments from this game. And, you know, as you said, when you're playing it and you don't win, sometimes you are like, everything's terrible.
Yeah.
But you'll look back and you'll be like, yeah, but that jam was tasty. This is good. That's tasty. That's about luck.
yeah.
So Slender Woman going to the penalty box for Stockholm. It's fair to say, B, Birmingham are not going to win this game, but with a power jam in the dying seconds, it's quite a tasty way to finish, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and to get some of those points anyway, you know, and Tinchi is jammer of note for Birmingham out on track. I think we're seeing a star pass
Star pass was over to Joe Long. I think we've still got some time on the scoreboard for the coveted one more jam.
Yeah.
Didn't get the overtime jam. I say we, it was just Not Sorry Laurie that
Just to be clear.
But yeah, I think we're going to get one more jam beat, and I just can't wait to see it.
And it is going to be a power jam start for Birmingham, almost ending as we started today, which was, that's a nice kind of symmetry to it, isn't it?
We've got Not Sorry Laurie jamming. It's fair to say Scandi Crush is out there blocking as well. You're right, B. This is kind of how it started, and it's how it's going to end. And I've been absolutely chuffed to see this game this morning. As I said, the skaters in Birmingham have been so excited about this game. Preparation has been wild for it. And there's Laurie through for lead, and that's what they wanted.
You know what, Cherry? The intensity hasn't dropped a jot.
Not one iota.
Yeah. 5-3-0, Slender Woman back on track and in play for Stockholm. But it is Not Sorry Laurie barreling through the pack there to pick up the first 4 points. Slender Woman looking for the in, crowded out by Birmingham though.
Yeah, beautiful defence there. Millie and Violet Attack, such a good duo at the front.
Yeah.
And as I said, and apologies, I don't know tons about Stockholm at the moment. Birmingham is a team that has only come together really in the past sort of 6 months of training. So there is some brilliant partnerships that have been formed. And as you said, B, lots for them to take away from this game.
Yeah. Rainbow Spite and Frankie working as a 2-wall against Not Sorry Laurie, forcing that recycle down the straightaway between turns 3 and 4. Obviously Not Sorry Laurie is in the scoring position still here. 2 passes already completed.
There's your third. Lovely stuff there from Laurie, but Slender Woman just getting past the hips of Millie Idol. Coming round now, there's points for everybody, and what a wonderful way to finish a game with points for everybody. I mean, I'm holding my breath for the last couple of seconds and nothing, bad happens. And hopefully through our microphones you can potentially hear the cheers from the crowd here. So much love and support for Roller Derby, and I think we've waxed lyrical about it quite a lot over the streams yesterday. Just how brilliant it is to have Roller Derby back here, and a massive thank you to London for putting Anarchy number 7 on for us, because my God, we've missed Roller Derby in our very eyes.
So that was actually the highest scoring jam.
Nice. What a way to finish.
14 points in the second half. That was, so kind of shows that it was a real back and forth kind of thing, wasn't it? The final scores there, of course, Birmingham Roller Derby 1-2-5, Stockholm All Stars 1-7-6. What a way to start day 2 of Anarchy.
Oh my God, what an absolutely fantastic game in front of your very eyes. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning. I know it's been an early start. If you are in the UK, I don't know what the time zones are where you are, but thank you very much for joining us. And thank you, of course, if you watch this again later on the stream. I think you've got 30 days left to watch the games, I believe.
I think so. I've been the lovely Beatrix.
I've been Very Cherry. It's been my absolute pleasure to bring this game to you. We will see you later. The next game coming up is Helsinki Roller Derby versus Rainy City Roller Derby. And if you're a Stockholm fan, you'll see them at 1 o'clock against Tiger Bray Brawlers. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.